Hey guys, Jason coming to you again um, for my home shop here in Napanee, Indiana. Hey guys, been kind of down and out, haven't been making videos for a while. Um, right after we put the floorboards in the little yellow truck, um, the next weekend I was getting ready to go run and get a transmission for the Elco because we're doing an engine swap in the Elco. Um, I I was coming out of I was carrying something out of my truck, and I slipped and fell on some ice, and I smashed my middle finger to the point that I had to go to the ER. I then had to go to a hand specialist. I then had to have surgery to reconnect my tendons and nerves and stitch it all back up. And I've spent the last 6 weeks with it in a brace, not being able to move it. I've been just working on getting motion into my middle finger. It doesn't exactly go completely straight, and that's about all the more of a fist I can make. I'm 7 weeks post accident, 6 weeks post op. I'm just starting to get back to where I'm building strength in it, and it's completely useless. I can't really do anything with my left hand. It's been a struggle to even just do daily tasks. I live alone. I don't have a family. It's hard doing a lot of things just in life with just one hand. But as much as I'm going to sit here and say, whoa, this sucks, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the doctor, saving my finger and putting it back on my hand, essentially, making it work. I'm, I'm grateful that I have a job where I'm a quality engineer. I do more documents and more spreadsheets and looking at numbers and things like that. I don't have a physical job that absolutely requires me to do lifting and to do stuff like that. So I didn't have to take time off of work. My family did help me out when I needed them. My brother, he doesn't live too far from here. He's the one that took me to surgery. He's the one that got me home. He's come over and he's helped me with a few things when I've needed an extra hand. So there's lots to be grateful for, but unfortunately, I haven't been making content. The truck came back from getting the floors in it. It got pushed in the garage. The next weekend, I was going to work on the truck. That accident happened that morning, and life got sidetracked since then. At the same time that I was injured, I was also trying to get a Plan B motor for the Elco. The Elco has a very strong little 350 in it with a turbo 350 transmission. My plans over the winter were to build a big block. I've had some part sourcing issues, and towards the same time that this accident happened, me and Dustin were talking about it, and I kind of made a plan to go a different direction with a different engine, and then that all failed. That was the Mouse House small block Chevy. That failed. That fell through. So that was Plan B. So then I just went and talked to the motor guy. I just straight went to the engine guy and said, "Hey, what can we do? Kind of in a hurry, kind of on a budget." And he said, let's let's do a 6.0 LS. And I said, okay, what do I need to do? He said, get a block and a crank. So I ran and got a block and a crank. I got it to him. I got it over to his place. Yeah, and that was on Monday that I got it to his place. I was looking for a turbo 400 transmission. I had located one, and that's what I was getting ready to go do that Saturday morning when I slipped and fell and smashed my finger. I was carrying a engine crank. So I was carrying an engine crank. It was in the back floor on my truck, and I reached down and I grabbed it, and I was just kind of, I only needed to go about, 6-7 steps. So I just was holding it, kind of like this, and I took, like 2 steps, and I slipped and fell and just bashed it right into my finger in the ground. And it's unfortunate. It hurt. It basically threw a wrench in all my plans. So I wasn't really able to do anything for the last 6 weeks. I'm still really not able to do anything. I was over at HQ the last 2 weekends, and just I think last weekend I was working on the power steering pump on the stock on the small block 350 that's in the Elko at the minute, and it essentially took me 2 days and probably 4 hours to get all the bracketry off the car and to get everything back on it and get it to where it's rigged but going to be good enough. And it sucks. You can only work, last weekend I was kind of pushing it, and I could work for like 15 or 20 minutes before my hand just got like really grumpy and I had to stop. And like even sitting here now, I've only sat here for like 6-7 minutes, and my hand is just absolutely, if it's not above my if it's not above my heart, if it's not like above my shoulder, it will just immediately swell up with blood and start hurting really bad, and I have to just raise it up and kind of move it to get that going again. It's getting better. I mean, it's getting better really quick, but it's just it's you got to stop sometimes, and you got to let it heal. And it just is not, it's not fun, but hey, I'll get over it. I'll get through it. The doctor, if I had a job that was physical, if I had a job where it required me to use my left hand and I had to like manipulate tools or move product with my left hand, the doctor would have had me off work for 12 weeks. He would have said, you can't go back to work for 12 weeks. You can't go back to full-time duty work for 12 weeks. I kind of tried to do something on the Elko at about 6 weeks, and I'm telling you, it's not there. I can't do it. You're literally, you have one hand, and unfortunately I am left-handed, so that one hand that I do have is really awkward to use to start with. The first time I went to shave, I like panicked a bit, like looking at the razor in the mirror coming at my face. I was like, oh, this is going to end badly. But, life moves on. There's a lot of things that I need to get caught up on. Not just in the shop, but like in life in general. It's spring. I need to get my yard mowed. My yard currently looks like the worst lawn in the neighborhood. I need to get, but my lawnmower is down in the basement of my house, so I got to get it up the steps. So it's kind of like, how do you get a mower up the steps when you got one hand? It becomes a challenge. It comes stuff like that. So I need to, I need to just, I need to plan, and I need to ask for help on a lot of things. So it's definitely kind of slowed me down. It's kind of made me focus on just, getting up every morning, getting through the day that I need to get through, and you know, getting as much rest and as much physical therapy as I can for my hand, and you know, just kind of slowing me down a bit. But you know, you have to. So I did build a LS60 engine for the Elco, and it's done. It's here. Um, you know, unfortunately, I don't think we have enough time. We have 2 weeks to swap in a LS60 and a Turbo 400, and I have all the parts here. But what I don't have is I don't have the time. I don't have the time or the ability to do it right at the minute. 2 weeks is probably plenty enough time to do it if I had, if it was just me and I was fully capable of working on it at the moment. You know, without really being able to use my left hand very much, there's going to be a lot of that I'm going to have to require somebody else to, you know, help me with. And that's a big ask. That's a big ask to say, hey, I need, you know, I need 1 or 2 people to help me every night of the week for the next 2 weeks to make this happen. So, and another part of the decision is like the small block that's in the car is a solid small block. It's a solid little small block 350. It's got a turbo 350 transmission, and it does a good burnout. You can watch some of the other videos and you can see that like it does a solid burnout right now. So if it had to have a new engine, it would be one thing, like we could make it happen. If like the engine that was in it was broken, you know, I'm sure that we could make the swap happen, but it's kind of one of those things. The swap to the LS is really kind of optional at the moment. It's really kind of, you know, if the stars align and we have plenty of time and, you know, all this other stuff, yeah, let's do it. But unfortunately, those stars aren't aligned, and it's not the time to do it. So we're probably going to get through this weekend, which is the Night of Destruction at New Paris. We're probably going to focus on getting Carmen there. Carmen's down at the moment. Carmen needs to be done. Like, we need to get it up and running today. We need to get it to the burnout tomorrow, get it tested, and it's a way higher priority than the Elco is. So the Elco's kind of just going to chill out and be done for the moment. I'm going to do another video. I'll probably do another video explaining the engine and showing you the engine and the transmission and stuff like that. You can kind of see it. It's hanging out like right there. It's kind of right there. I do have another 6.0 block hanging out like right here, and the crank that smashed the ever-living crap out of my hand is right there on the floor. So I do have another one. There'll be more engine builds in the future, but yeah, as for right now, you know, just trying to explain what's going on with the little yellow truck and the channel in general is I'm completely broken off and I need to just heal, and you know, that takes time. I'm very impatient. It's been 7 weeks and it's driving me absolutely nuts. Cletus and Cars should be right at about the 10-week mark of the surgery, and I'm hoping that that's going to be when it's like it needs to feel a lot better like right now for Cletus and Cars. So that's kind of my focus, is just, you know, heal up and get it as best as I can for that. And you know, I think it'll be okay by then. If not, we'll call another audible and, you know, maybe, you know, have to do something like tape my hand up or something so that I can at least, you know, put it on the steering wheel and swing a car around in the burnout pad. But yeah, it just it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but you know, you gotta stay positive. You gotta just you know, count your blessings. You gotta just, you know, not dwell on it. You just have to put the time in. If the only thing, just put the time in. Get to getting better, get to getting back to it. I am feeling better. I am getting back to getting to it. So this is probably going to be the first video of kind of the post accident. The next video is probably going to be about the engine, and then the third video is probably going to be me cleaning the shop up, because the shop is an absolute mess right now. I wasn't prepared for an accident. You never are. But the next couple of videos will probably be some, just talking about the motor and the whole fiasco with going from the plan A, which was the big block, to the plan B, which was the mouse house small block, to plan C, which is Brian's choice, and just going through how all that kind of set up and happened, and where we're at and when we think it'll all be finished up. I don't know what else to tell you guys. What else do you want to know? What's next on the yellow truck? That's a good one. I should talk about that. I have the engine and transmission out of the yellow truck, and I have an oil pan. I have an oil pan and all the clutch to put in it. I have all those parts here, so if I can get the transmission off of the motor, I can put the flywheel and the pressure plate, flywheel, clutch, all of that together, and then I can drop the oil pan and put the shorter oil pan on it that's made out of steel, so that it doesn't knock a hole in it. So if I could get that done on the engine, then the engine could go back in for the final time. So that would probably be the next. That'd probably be the next little yellow truck videos, are going to be getting that engine to that point. I also need to make a crank sensor. I need to make a crank sensor for it, so I could do that as well. And I need to modify the cam sensor, so I could do that as well. So I could probably do those sensors. Those are the only two sensors that are a little difficult. So I could probably work on the engine and transmission, remating those together, and starting that process of putting them in the truck for the final time, which is kind of where we're at. We're at that turning point of all of the work on the truck is just about done, and it's time to start heading towards a running engine in the truck. So that would be the goal there, is to get the engine and transmission in the truck, and get the electrical to the point where it would start the engine. So that's going to be what I'm going to be working on next. I still have suspension to do on the truck. I have all those parts here, and I still have brake parts to buy for the truck to switch the brake to disc brakes all the way around. So that will probably be pushed off till later. But yeah, the next things to do with the little yellow truck are get the engine and transmission finalized so they're ready to install, and then get those installed, and then work on the finalizing the engine wiring and the chassis wiring of the truck, and then getting that to the point where I can actually start the engine in the truck. That'd be a huge milestone. I'm looking forward to that day. I honestly thought it would have came by now already, but 8 weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks of sitting, not being able to do anything is kind of set the progress back a bit. we're still going to get there. We're still going to get there from where we are. Uh, we're still going to make it. We're still going to get this truck driving this summer. Um, I feel like I'm kind of over the hump of like my hand issue. I feel like at first it was very serious and it was very real, and it was lots of hopes and prayers that it didn't get worse, and a lot of being thankful that I still had a finger, and that, you know, someday that it would move again and it would feel again. So we're kind of past that phase, and now we're in the phase of let's get this thing working to where I can get back to it. So I don't feel as worried as I did for the first 6 weeks of it. The first 6 weeks of it were very, very nerve-wracking, very concerning, very, you know, worrisome about that. So I feel like we've kind of, you know, in the progress of my hand, I feel like we're on the other side of that now, and it's getting to the point of, you know, getting better every day, and, you know, soon it won't even be an issue at all. I'm sure in another, in another, you know, 4 weeks, I'm sure in another 4 or 5 weeks it won't even be an issue at all. I'll be right back at it. So yeah, I want to thank you for your patience. You know, I do think about you guys, and I do think about like working on this project and working on it with you, and, you know, kind of for you. And I appreciate you guys. You guys really do motivate me to get back out here. I really have missed being out here. I've really missed a lot of things about being in the garage. Like I've still been able to go over and hang out at HQ with Dustin, and you know, some of the little projects that I have tackled, Dustin's you know, dealt with me not being able to do anything and helped me. So, you know, it's just going to be a long road to recovery, and, you know, I finally feel like I'm on the other side of it, where it's like I feel confident to tell you, like, hey, it's going to be okay. You know, it's bad, but it's not worse. You know, I'm not, you know, yeah, it's bad, but it's not worse, and it's getting better. So I kind of felt like I didn't want to say anything, you know, for a while. I kind of just was a little nervous. But yeah, so it sucks, but we move on. We still have exciting things to do. It's just a pause in the program at the moment. Well, I feel like I'm kind of rambling, so I'm just going to thank you for your support, and I'm gonna go over to HQ and help Dustin on Carmen, and I look forward to making you some updates on the LS and on the little yellow truck, and yeah, getting back to it, guys. Yeah, crap happens. You know, just roll with it. You know, sometimes you got to just stop and you know, be thankful for the digits you still got on your hand, and you know, it slows you down, but, you know, maybe it helps you out by slowing you down a bit. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of that. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek for hanging out this long and watching this far into the video. How about that for a sneak peek? That's pretty freaking cool, guys. That's going to be amazing. Well, thanks for watching. Till next time, guys. Thank you.